Hi guys. Welcome back. It's episode 5. I'm super excited. I don't have so I was low-key gonna start doing episodes every Friday, and I was gonna try to stick to that. But I had a really weird dream a couple hours ago, and I don't usually remember my dreams, but I wrote this one down because it was just weird and wild. And so I just kind of wanted to make an episode about that. But and my dreams are like flip books. There's no it's just like the next event. It's like, yeah, there's no solid pinpoints. It just happens. Like 1 minute we're in the school, next minute we're underwater. But so I had this dream, and it was about me and this guy whose face I didn't recognize in the dream, or maybe it's a person I've seen on the street, but I didn't know him. The face of the boy in the dream, I didn't know. And I don't know if we were science majors or actual scientists, but we somehow created a device that can speed up time. And we were super excited. We tried it a few times and stuff, and it worked out, and it was great. We were toasting, celebrating, and it was just me and him. It was nobody else around, and it was just this little tiny black device. And so, like I said, we were super excited. And then the next minute, the world finds out that we created this device, and now we're running from the law. So 1 minute we're in this science lab type building. Next minute we're trudging through the woods. So we're hauling ass from, I think, everybody. And we've got dirt. I mean, in a split second, from white coats in a lab to ripped shirts and sweat everywhere. You know what I mean? We're hauling ass through the woods. Helicopters in the sky, sirens everywhere. I mean, they're really coming. They're really coming for us. And I'm okay. So then we're running through the woods, and this big ass black dude come out of nowhere and just stands there. So we're hello? And he's look, I need y'all to come with me. I'm from the future. I'm a time traveler. I love what y'all did. That's a real huge accomplishment, especially in the black community. Woo, woo, woo. But I need y'all to come with me because y'all low-key fucking up what I got going on. So I just need y'all to come with me. So we're what? So the sirens, we hear dogs barking. Everybody's coming for us, right? So he's I need y'all to just jump into this little portal with me. I know it sounds crazy, but just come with me, please. So we all right, bet. So we jump in, we go with him. We blink into middle afternoon. It's a farm ranch. It's cows mooing. The sun is peaking. You know, the sun is peak sunning. It's sunning real hard. So we're where are we? So we go in the house, and I remember him telling us, I have a wife and a daughter in here. Just say, I met y'all from school. Y'all are my old high school buddies. So we were first of all, sir, there is a tremendous age gap between us and yourself, but cool, we'll go along with it because we don't know what's going on. So at this point, we'll say anything. So he has a daughter and a wife, and we go in there. We're hi, hello, how are you? So I remember him taking us. See, flip storybook again. We go from this nice farmhouse ranch in the middle of nowhere, and he take us in his basement where it's an all steel metal dark dungeon. And so he's look, somebody's going to be here in less than 48 hours, and they're going to kill my wife and my daughter. And we're why? Why? Wait a minute. He's listen, I got into some real bad stuff, and I need to make amends. I need to go back in time and fix whatever I did to cause these people to want to come and do this to my wife and my daughter. He was but the device y'all made, when y'all were test trying it, y'all sped up time a little too much and cut off my ability to go back in time, right? That's basically what he's saying. I can't remember everything he said. But basically, he was when y'all created this device, y'all fucked up my the little particles I need in order to go back in time, enough to fix my problem. Because I already know what's going to happen because I've seen it already. Y'all just, I thought I could have more time to go back and fix it before it got to this point, and apparently y'all fucked that up. So we were like, okay, cool. He was like, but I need y'all to stay here because since I've been having trouble going back in time, my dimensions are off. He was like, so I don't want to come back to this dimension and it be the wrong one. And in the one I'm trying to get back to, them niggas come and kill my wife and kid. He was like, so I need y'all to stay in this dimension with my wife and my daughter. So when I go back in time and fix whatever I did, I could come back to this one. I know it's the right one. And we could just, and it's smooth from there. Cool. We just smooth sailing. And I'll bounce y'all back to, present day. But before everybody found out, y'all niggas had the ability to speed time up, right? So we like, okay, that sounds like a fair deal. I like that. Cool. We'll stay here. I heard your wife was cooking. Like, it's cool. We'll stay. You go do what you got to do. I don't even remember if we asked what he did or who the people were, but we were just like, you know what? Cool. So he leave. See, I wrote all of this down because this dream really rocked my world. So we go in the kitchen with his wife and she's talking about how they first met and when they had their daughter. The daughter is like 5, 6 tops. Like, she can hold a conversation, but she's still young. So she's chopping it up. All of a sudden, me, Mrs. Don't Like Kids, I'm having a time of my life with this girl. We playing with trucks. At one point we go outside, we chasing each other with bubbles. I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Dream me is different from reality me. I was having the time of my life with this little girl. Like, she was my best friend. So we're outside playing. Like I said, it was on a farm. We playing with chickens, petting cows. Me and this little girl having a really good time. Like, it's a real big sister, little sister moment. We're bonding. So I remember hearing like a large, like, blink sound and then screaming. I run back in the house. Mr. Time Traveler dude is back. I'm like, yo, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. You good? But he like throwing shit and screaming and da, 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 da. Whole time I'm looking at him like expecting him to be like, pack your shit up. We're ready to go home. I didn't even notice, like, to my right, the dude that I came with is smashing his wife. And I'm like, hold up. What kind of dream am I having? I was like, what is happening? What is really happening? And my mouth is just open like, yo, that's crazy. How did y'all, I only been outside for like 45 minutes. How did y'all immediately jump to that? That's crazy. So now the time traveler dude is trying to kill him. I don't know where the little girl went. I thought she was right behind me. Apparently she's not. She's still outside. Oh my God. So the wife is screaming, I don't even remember what she was saying. She's screaming. The dude I came with, he chilling. He not even caring. He don't even care that he just got caught smashing a time traveler's wife. Like, it's crazy. So time traveler dude, calm down. Again, flip story book. We all sitting in the middle of the kitchen. Everybody sweating. And he's like, you know what? It's cool. Just let me know what day y'all need me to take y'all back to like y'all spot, and then we could just go when y'all ready. So I'm kind of like, but you don't want to talk about what just happened. You don't want to get nothing else off your chest. Like, we can talk about it since everybody's like calm now. It could be a discussion. You're a little too calm, but okay. So the dude say something like, oh, we just need to go like 2 weeks before the day you got there or the day people found out, so we don't test try it that many times. And he was like, all right, cool, let's go. So I'm like, ooh. So I pulled homeboy aside and I was like, listen, I don't even know what you got going on here, because that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. But you don't think he a little too calm? Especially like him being the source of our getting home. You don't think he too calm? And he was like, nah, man, He was like, he was like, he had to have seen this was coming. You know what I mean? Like, he knew what he was doing by bringing us here. And I'm like, oh my God, who is even talking right now? That's crazy. I don't even know you. And me literally not knowing this boy, I can already feel the tears coming down my cheeks while I'm unconscious in this dream. I'm like, what you talking about? So we're like, all right, so I'm saying bye to the wife. Don't know why, because she's a whore. Me and the little girl say our goodbyes. He's like, all right, yeah, so just like, jump in. Literally, the flags couldn't be more red. I mean, they are bleeding red, right? And we're just like, he's literally the only way we got to go home. So we got to jump in no matter what. Either we going to stay here forever, which we cannot do, or we just got to leap. We just got to jump. So we jump in. This is how, I don't know what's wrong with my mind. As soon as we jump into the portal, everything just goes black. Just dark as hell, right? And I'm not scared of the dark, but it do be freaking me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't mean I'm scared of it though. That just means I'm a little uneasy by it. It make me feel indifferent, right? I'm not scared of the dark. So, but when we jumped in and everything went dark, I immediately started breaking down. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So the dude, I really wish this was a face that I knew in real life so I could text that person and be like, I will never invent anything with you, ever. But I didn't know him. I didn't know this face. But he started acting all macho like, hey, yo, let us out. I'm like, what you mean let us out? What are we even in? What are we in to be let out of? You don't know where we are or what just happened. He's like, yo, bro, let us out. Let us out, bro. And I'm like, oh my God. We're going to die. That's immediately. Every time I have no control over any situation, we're going to die. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why that's my immediate go-to, but it is and it was. This is it for us, unfortunately. I just don't know what to do. So we just start hearing like humming, right? And it's like, but it's not like... You could tell it's somebody humming. Like, it doesn't sound like static or anything like robotic. It sounds like somebody's just humming loud as hell. Like, loud as hell. And I'm, like, rocking back and forth. I'm having a nervous breakdown. And that humming just keep getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And it is pitch black. The only reason I know I'm beside homeboy is because he's talking. And I can hear him right beside me. But I can't see a damn thing. And that humming just goes from low to loud to damn near ear busting. And it just keep doing that. Low, loud, 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 low, loud, loud, loud. And it's the most monotone hum you've ever heard in your entire life. And it shook me to my core. And then I woke up. When I tell y'all I was crying. And I was like, not only was that so anticlimactic, but what even was that? Do you know how many emotions I felt in that dream? I woke up pillow cold as hell from tears. I was like, there's no way I just dreamt that. Who were those people? Oh my gosh. I hated every second of it. I immediately picked up my phone and went to my notes and started typing all of that down. I was like, there's no way. I'm glad, low-key, that I don't have any, like, scientific or, like, engineering skills. Because if I did, a part of it would be like, well, now I got to try and make it and see what happens. But, I dreamt of a white lab coat, and I'm the furthest thing from it. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. I just really thought that was weird. And then it's like, who was that? And most of the time, I'm going to be honest with y'all, most of the time when I have my dreams include people I know, like my parents, my friends, somebody I at least know, an old coworker or something. So for me to not recognize literally anybody in this dream is just like, what is happening? And who do I think I am for me to be some type of scientist with the ability to create? Well, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What is happening? But yeah, that was my dream. And I just wanted to tell that because as soon as I woke up, I was like, yeah, that was one of the most, not even the most, one of the most scary dreams I've ever had, but it was just, I don't know, it had my mind soaring when I woke up. What the actual hell was that? Anyway, but something I did want to mention, I have new cover art coming for the podcast, and I'm super excited about it. There's a girl I found on Instagram, and she does she's super talented. She does all types of stuff, drawings and stuff with digital art. And I saw one picture she made, and I was like, damn, that's low-key fire. So I DM'd her, and I shot her my idea of what I kind of wanted the cover art for this podcast to look like, at the best of my ability, because like I said, I have no type of creative ability whatsoever. And so I just gave her literally a little summary idea of what I wanted it to look like, and she has somehow created exactly what I had in my mind. So I'm super excited for to get the finished picture of it, so it can be the cover art for the podcast forever. I'm super excited about that, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. And I can't wait for, yeah. I was about to say I can't wait for everybody's opinion on it, but I've already sent it to everybody that listens to this podcast. So everybody's already told me that they like it, but when new people start listening to it, I can't wait for them to see it too. But yeah. All right, guys. And one more thing before I wrap this episode up. I said this was going to be a short episode, and I'm already coming up on so many minutes. But something I've been thinking about lately, and something that I've been having a lot of conversations with people about, unexpectedly too, because I thought, when you go through something, you think you're the only person that goes through it. It's like, it's only me. But a lot of people have been asking me about this and talking to me about this. And I blame everything on quarantine, because quarantine, I like to say, was the best and worst time of my life. And I know a lot of people struggle through quarantine. So that's why I can relate to that by saying the worst part, because it was a really terrible experience, but it was also a different experience. So that's why I kind of give it that little percentage of good. Anyway, the thing that I'm talking about is that process where you have to learn to be by yourself, or you spend an extra amount of time with yourself. That's why I gave quarantine as an example. When you're just forced to be by yourself because you have nobody else, or even if you feel like you have nobody else, or because you're literally forced to be by yourself because you can't go anywhere. That has such a positive and negative effect on me in general. I can't say people. For myself, it had a really positive and negative effect on me, because it was such a hard thing to learn in the beginning. And I remember crying and really struggling with it, which makes me laugh now, because it was it really wasn't that deep because it's just me. But I did really struggle with it, because I was I just want to be around somebody else. I just want to feel something else besides just me. And I already struggle with emotions in general. So I was just I don't want to be around this big dull bitch who is also I. I want to feel something from somebody else. I don't care who it is, just anybody. And now I don't want to be with anybody else. I really struggle with that now, which is crazy how I just did that 360, but I don't know what happened being with myself for that long, but it made me so obsessed and so, I don't know, I don't want to say used to it, but it made me very picky with who I spend an ample amount of time with. Because now I'm so used to my own triggers and my own thoughts and my own comfort zone and my own sense of humor. I know how to make me laugh. I know how to, I know what I like to eat. I know what I like to watch. I know exactly the temperature I want everything to be. I like how clean I like stuff. I just got so used to being with me that I was like, damn, me is kind of cool. Like, I'm kind of chilling with me a little bit. Like, this is kind of dope. And so even if I find another person enjoyable, whenever I'm in the presence of somebody else, there's a little percentage of me that feels bothered because, like, you're interrupting my date with myself, or you're interrupting this opportunity for me to be with myself. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds crazy, but I used to hate being alone. So now that I enjoy every second of it, anytime I'm with anybody else, it's just like, get away from us. That sounds insane. But it's so true. It's so true. So I'm slowly but surely like working on even wanting to be around people for an extended amount of time. And that's how I know I'm not ready for a relationship, because I've got a whole lot more of me time to just have. But I really do. I do still have those small moments where I do want to be around people. And then in those small moments, I do go around people. I go around people that I actually like. But like I said, it's only for, a couple hours. Because then I start thinking, I could be doing exactly this by myself. And I'd probably be having like a couple notches more fun if I was by myself. So yeah, I know that sounded wild, but like I said, positive and negatives, because the negatives are, it makes me miss out on so many opportunities I could have with other people, so many connections, so many opportunities, stories, everything that I could be having with other people I miss out on because I'd just rather be alone. I just cannot be bothered. I just can't be bothered to put in effort when I don't need to. And I know I should, which is why I'm doing better. I am doing better, like with going out with people and going to clubs, because 2020 me and beyond 2020 me and back, you wouldn't even step foot in anybody's bar, so let alone dance. So I'm beating myself up, but I actually am getting out there and I'm doing better. It just seems impossible in your 20s, especially, I'm not going to say with this generation, I'm just going to say in this time period, because it's not even one generation, it's everybody. It's just so hard to connect and it's gotten really hard to tell what's genuine, for sure, in all age groups. Because I think everybody has perfected the art of of acting and looking okay when everything is trash. And quarantine, I feel like, made people, that was everybody's like award-winning performance time, because the whole world was in absolute shit shambles, but everybody still mustered up enough energy or enough anything to be like, everything's great, I'm okay, pray for the world. You know what I mean? Everybody was going through that shit, but so they've carried that act on to everyday life, and now you can never know when, this just got dark as hell, but it's true though, it's true. But I say all that to chop it up to, I have a really strong addiction with being alone, and I'm learning how to get out of that. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be by myself. I think, I'm pretty cool. So, yeah. And okay, guys, that is the end of the episode. Thanks for listening to me talk. This just was supposed to be a mini episode. Just like a random thing in there. I finally know how many episodes I want to do for like chapter 1, because I want to do like chapter 1, 2, and 3. I think I'm going to do about 20 episodes per chapter, just so I can see the progress of like my audio and all that stuff per chapter. The segments, last episode I talked about a thought of the day, a story of the day, and an am I the asshole from me. I think I want to change that a bit. Minus the am I the asshole. I really like doing that because I have a lot of moments in my life where I've asked myself, is like, was it that deep? Did I need to do that, or was I tripping, or could I do it again? So yeah, I think I want to keep that, but I don't know if I want to add anything or take something out, but we'll see. It's only episode 5, and I'm still new to this. So, also, before I need to end this episode, but before I do, I said something the other day to a friend, and I was like, wow, that's, how you hear somebody and you be like, ooh, that was low-key like bars, but it didn't rhyme. Anyway, okay, so I said that on my podcast that I didn't want to teach anybody anything. I just wanted to talk to them. So, yeah, I really like that I said that, and I don't know where that came from, but yeah. A lot of the podcasts I listen to are like self-help, or, they teach you something at the end of the day. I don't have anything to teach, but I have a lot to talk about. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And that is the end of the episode. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in episode 6. Bye, guys.